Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys an update on the whole Battlefront 2 pay to win situation because a whole bunch of shit has gone down. So first of all, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the original Battlefront 2 beta that came out, okay, it was 100% pay to win and it was an absolute fucking shit show. Now we had EA put a free to play pay to win type model system thing in a full price AAA game, which was a complete load of shit. And it was so bad that pretty much the internet as a whole and anyone who was looking to buy this game, majority, some people are just completely fine with pay to win stuff, but the majority of people kind of, had a massive backlash against this thing, and now a whole bunch of shit has gone down that has led to EA disabling microtransactions in the game until further notice, okay? So it's temporary. But right now in Battlefront 2, there are no microtransactions that you can actually purchase, so the whole pay to win aspect of the game is currently disabled, but it is going to be coming back later on. Now, how did we get to this point? So first of all, people played the beta and they realized that this was a complete pay-to-win shit show. And then EA came out and they defended the whole loot box system and said, oh, it's not pay-to-win, da-da-da-da. And they made a few changes here and there. Like they made it that you have to play a character for a certain amount of time in order to, unlock additional star card slots. And just little tiny tweaks like that, which the game was still 100% pay to win. It just was a little bit less, so there's only so much you could have paid to win. But the bullshit from EA did not stop there. As the game started getting a little bit closer to release, people realized that you would have to spend at least 40 freaking hours of in-game time to unlock characters like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Or for the people who are really good at maths, they went in, crunched the numbers, and it turns out you would have to drop on microtransactions at least $240 or so. Which of course was EA's intended thing, okay? They wanted the grind to get these characters to be so goddamn tedious and so goddamn bad, and of course for anyone who just dropped money straight away and had those characters getting smashed by them would sort of push you towards buying those loot boxes in order to try your luck at getting them. So we had a whole bunch of backlash from that, and then after EA saw all this backlash, they decided to cut the amount of time it takes to get those heroes by a drastic amount. It was 75%. So they went from, I think it was like maybe 60,000 credits or something stupid like that, down to about 10,000 credits. I think it's actually 15,000 credits, somewhere around the 10k to 15k mark in order to buy these heroes. But of course, EA kept, putting their dodgy shit in the game, and it did not stop there when it came to the backlash. EA decided to have a Q&A session on Reddit, and it turns out that turned into a pile of shit as well. In a post, one of the community managers ended up trying to defend the loot boxes and trying to defend the fact that the heroes cost so much, and in return, that EA community manager's post ended up becoming the most disliked post in the entire history of Reddit. I think it got around about 684,000 dislikes. And that, my friends, is where the real fucking drama kicked off, because after that Reddit post absolutely fucking exploded in dislikes, EA started shitting themselves, because then the mainstream media in certain countries like America and stuff started picking this up, okay? They started going, what the fuck's going on here? All their eyes turned to it, and then everyone saw how shit EA was trying to be. And in fact, EA's shitty pay-to-win bullshit started attracting so much attention that the head guy at Disney, okay, the ones who owned the fucking Star Wars license and everything, ended up contacting the head guy at EA. They had a conversation, and then after that conversation was finished, EA turns around and goes, oh yeah, we're going to be completely disabling microtransactions for the launch of the game, and it's going to be disabled until, further notice, so temporary, which means that they're going to be bringing that back later on, which I'll talk about in a sec. But EA got so much backlash from this shit that they actually ended up turning off loot boxes completely, okay? So they're still in the game, you still get them from progression, but the currency that you use, I think it's crystals, to buy them is 100% disabled currently. And of course, EA stocks have been dropping with all this drama and all this bullshit, and Forza 7, I think it is, on one of the fucking racing car games that EA does as well. I'm not into those racing car games, so forgive me if I got that wrong. Apparently, they were using the exact same loot box system because EA are greedy fucks, and like you got like drivers and cars or something like that from loot boxes. They ended up changing that system as well due to all the backlash from Battlefront 2. So this started off as a little tiny thing, okay, people going, what the fuck is this pay to win bullshit? And then it just grew and it grew and it grew, and then before you knew it, it was just like this tidal wave of just like backlash that hit EA right in the face. They fell over, and then they're getting up and they're just trying to calm everyone the fuck down and trying to not be shitlord. But once again, it is not out of the goodness of EA's hearts. They don't give a shit about the actual players. They care about money, and they saw that all this negative attention is going to lose them a ton of money on the sales of Battlefront 2, and the numbers are already in for that. So far, when it comes to actual physical copies of the game, it's selling 60% less, okay? So Battlefront 2 is selling 60% less than the original Battlefront. And compared to Battlefield 1, it's selling 50% less. Now, of course, it could make that up in digital copies. Most people these days, they, buy digital copies. They don't buy, physical ones. But still, it's a trend. The same thing happened with Destiny 2. Destiny 2, they, made heaps of money on the digital sales. They sucked on the, physical sale front. But at the same time, they ended up as a whole selling less than Destiny 1. And it looks like Battlefront 2 is going to be doing the same. So on the face of it, it looks like that us, the consumers, the gamers, we have won this one in terms of getting EA to, curl back into their dark, shadowy corner where they think of new ideas to try and fuck us all in the future. But unfortunately, we haven't won just yet. In fact, we are nowhere near even close to getting a victory here. This was just a tiny little pebble thrown into the pond. That is what these guys and these companies are willing to do in order to get money out of us. Now, what do I mean by that? We're going to start with the fact that the microtransactions are only temporarily disabled. Now, I'm a very logical man and I have a good business sense. Now, I know exactly what EA is going to do in terms of these loot boxes. They have turned them off for the launch, okay? So the launch of the game isn't pay to win. They're going to wait until the new Star Wars movie releases, okay? And either just before it or just after the movie releases, when all these people are hyped about Star Wars because the brand new movie is out, they're going to push Battlefront 2 big time in the advertising, okay? So everyone's going to go, oh my god, a Star Wars game with Rey and, Kylo Ren and all these characters. Oh god, there's Yoda. That's amazing. Okay, they're going to buy the game, and then they're going to turn microtransactions back on, and they're going to market it as a catch-up system for the people who didn't buy the game at launch. Because that way, it's not pay to win. All the people who brought the game at launch, they already have pretty much everything. It's just a way for people who just started the game to spend some money if they want to catch up. We're doing them a favor. When in reality, they're not really doing those people a favor. They're just trying to make the game pay to win, at least for those people that started. Because you got to keep in mind as well, if I've been playing the game since launch, okay, by the time they end up turning these microtransactions back on, I will pretty much have everything, all the things that I want. So the pay to win factor is not going to really matter to me at that point in time. But for the people who just started, okay, if you take two people who literally started at the exact same time and they can buy loot boxes, one guy drops that $240, he pretty much has all the good shit. The other guy doesn't. The other guy's going to get stomped. And not only is he going to get stomped by the guy who just started with him and dropped some money, but he's going to get stomped by all of us people who've been playing since the start. So then that guy's going to be super fucking enticed to go drop some money in order to, not get his head kicked in every single goddamn round. So that is the big thing there, the temporariness of it, okay? Yes, they have turned them off, but the fact of the matter is they're going to bring them back. And then all the bullshit's just going to start all over again. And the thing here is we need to look past Battlefront 2. EA showed their hand right now, okay? They came out, they whipped out their fucking dick, slammed it on the table, and just said to all of us, you're willing to spend money? And then when everyone turned around and said, yo, hey, put that away, man. Nah, I don't want to spend money. They have now pulled their dick off the table, and now they've put it away, and now they're thinking of ways to get their dick back on the table without all of us knowing about it. This was their attempt to just blatantly put in the most pay-to-win, free-to-play bullshit in a full-price AAA title. This was their attempt to just extort millions of dollars from the players by forcing them to buy loot crates in a multiplayer game in order to pay for that advantage or get your head stomped in and suffer through all the bullshit until you get the stuff naturally. This is the way they want to take the industry, not just them, we're talking all of the companies, okay? Yes, there are a few good companies like CD Projekt Red and stuff, but even they're going to start falling for this shit if it passes and it gets through. This just means that now EA and Activision, all these other companies that are trying to do all this pay-to-win bullshit in full-price games and extort more money out of us, they have to be a little bit more secretive or do it at a slower pace than just walking up, kicking in the door and just going, money please. They've all gone back to the drawing boards. They're going to be like, okay, that was a bit too much. They didn't go for it. How can we do this in a way where the consumers are going to buy this shit up and eat it up without question? Because they don't see us as consumers. They don't see us as customers. They see us as little tiny wallets with money inside that need to be mined. But as it stands right now when it comes to Battlefront 2, we as the consumers have won for now. So if you want to pick up the game, okay, and you do want to play Battlefront 2, but the pay to win bullshit was the only thing keeping you away from it, currently it's not pay to win because the microtransactions are turned off. Everything is progression based and, playing the game and so on and so forth. So if you were saving up your money and you're going to buy the game anyway, regardless of all the bullshit, now would be the best time to do it because all the pay to win bullshit is out of the game. But that currently is where everything stands, okay? EA tried to do some absolute crazy bullshit with the pay-to-win stuff. The community as a whole pushed back, and we said, fuck no. And now EA had to sneak back into the shadows. They're licking their wounds, and they're trying to conjure some other crazy way to get us to all spend money and accept this bullshit. And of course, for the current time being, the game isn't pay to win. And all of this is a real shame, okay? Because the game itself is actually really goddamn fun. And of course, it's Star Wars. Star Wars is fucking amazing. Star Wars is great. The graphics are great because DICE made it. The gameplay's fun. It's all really fucking good, but it's all just ruined by EA and these corporations being greedy fucks. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you know, don't buy the game, whatever, because I know for a fact, end of the day, people are going to do whatever they want to do. Some people have a lot of money or they have little time and they don't give a shit about everything I'm saying right now. Other people, you know, they invest a lot of time into games, or they just generally care about gaming as an industry in general, and they really care about this sort of stuff. End of the day, it's going to come down to your own preferences, your lifestyle, all that sort of stuff, and really what you give a fuck about. But whether you care about the microtransaction pay-to-win bullshit or not, it affects you regardless. So whether you are going to boycott Battlefront 2, that's completely up to you. Whether you're going to buy into it, that's completely up to you. Whatever you want to do, you will do. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this thing goes and what actually happens from this point onwards, because like I said, EA has come out and they've shown us all their cards. Now we'll see how they try and hide this better in the future and try and get more money out of us. But that is all I have for this video, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. What do you think about all this pay-to-win bullshit? What do you think about the fact that the community as a whole managed to get EA to change their mind and disable loot boxes, even for just a short period of time? I would love to hear from you all. And if you like this video and you like what I'm doing here on the channel and you want to support the channel further, please feel free to check out my Patreon. There is a link down below in the description, or a little thing will pop up at the end of this video that you can click on and check it out. And please share this video around. It does help me out a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.